So, hi. This is a different kind of video. I mean, I feel like a lot of videos recently have just been different kind of videos, and by that I'm referring to Ottoman things and the hot cog tournament. So I was in school like a few hours ago, and I'm just like, I don't feel like doing work. I'm just gonna look at YouTube. No, I'm not that irresponsible, but sometimes I just check random tabs for no reason because I have a very low attention span. And I looked at my notifications and I'm just like, okay, cool. People I like are uploading videos. I check my channel for a moment, and then I get a bit confuzzled because I see that it says 1K, and it didn't say that before. What? And I check 1,001 people right there looking at my things, and that's hello. Where did you guys come from? I know that doesn't sound very impressive compared to other content creators or even myself, since I have like around 5K in both Twitter and Tumblr, but that still means that's more impactful to me, since it's hard to get an audience on YouTube, and I have far less reach there than I do any other place, which I still don't know how I got there. But it's insane, so thank you for looking at my things and enjoying them, hopefully. I mean, if you subscribed, I hope that means you like my things. If you don't, what are you doing here? slash J, don't unfollow me. It's been a wild ride. Um my channel has existed for 3 years, but obviously there's been quite the pickup this year. You could never guess why. um Toontown corporate clash, am I right? Big hyperfixation of the year. It's lasted more than like a few months. Sorry, Danganronpa, but it's uh it's been a wild ride. It's fixation on Clash has really like pushed me to draw more, to be more experimental, to interact with the community more, because people are so nice here. Like, people are just so cool, and I like talking to them. What? It's crazy, and I don't feel afraid. Well, for the most part, I don't feel afraid interacting with people. It, they're just so cool, and it's been pushing me creatively. I mean, if you couldn't tell, I'm actually posting on my YouTube channel for once. Like, all these animations, all these animatics, all these, I guess, miscellaneous videos with just characters talking. It's really been just, I guess, pushing me creatively. I've been writing more, I've been drawing more, I've been wanting to animate more, but I don't have the time to. So because of school, and I just have so many projects on the mind that I can't get to those things because, gosh, animation is so hard. I know, like, well, of course it's hard. It's a big job, I guess. I mean, it's not a job for me, but it's, there's a lot of drawing the same frame, and it gets really boring really fast, but it's so rewarding, I'll tell you. Like, my biggest achievement, or I guess my biggest project I've ever completed, was the Mesmerizer video I did with Upticarus, or my friend Quinn. It's, oh my god, dude, that changed the trajectory of this channel. Or, I was gonna say my life. In a way, maybe, but it was the biggest animation project I did. I actually finished an animation for once, and it's the first time I've done like a video collab with someone. At least the first memorable one. Sorry, anyone I did a collab with like years ago and I don't remember, but it was so fun creating Mesmerizer, especially with my friend and I talking about Buck and Brian the whole time. Like, it's 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 wild. I felt I just have so many like creative juices in me that I that I have too much to do. Like, you're always hearing about artists like lacking motivation, but I have so much motivation that it burns me out. I have so many ideas, so many things I want to do that I can't because I don't have the time, or I just get executive dysfunction. It's crazy. Like, ugh, I've been wanting to do more of this channel, and like things that are not animation, things that aren't animatics, things that aren't too art related, but more so just about Clash, because I've been fixating so hard on Toontown's characters, because oh my gosh, why are all of them so silly? I kudos to the character designers, the character writers for Toontown Corporate Clash, because you know how to steal my heart, I guess. Like, the main idea was just to make videos just talking about a character, just a whole video dedicated to one. And I would just talk about, the basic info, like their appearances, their personality, and also share, I guess, my personal opinions on them as well. Like, recently, I held I guess, what would you call it? A survey, like, gathering data for what are people's favorite Clash managers. And I love reading every single response, either because it was funny, or I could tell they were so, like, full of passion. Like, people love these guys, and it shows. I will post the results of those, of that survey in a bit. And by a bit, I mean maybe, like, in probably the weekend. Because, oh my gosh, it's the last week of the term. I'm free for like 2 weeks. But 2 weeks ain't nothing. So I want to do the most I can for those 2 weeks. Maybe finish that video I was talking about. I don't know. And in addition to that, I guess Toontown has also just been making me engage with the community more. I don't know if I said that already, I probably did. But, just, the survey I mentioned before, the Hot Cog tournament, like, and another thing that will be kept secret until the time comes. Some of you may already know what it is because you're actively participating in it, but it's just really, really exciting. It's really taking, like, all of my mental brain power. It's been on the mind forever and ever, thinking about all these funny guys and how they talk to each other and how I could, I guess, tell that to other people. If you can't tell, I have a big fixation on Duck Shuffler. Multiple videos, animations about him. Even if it's not about him, he's in them, like the vending machine of love one. Like, you can't believe the amount of animation ideas just about Buck and Brian. Like, can you tell I like Buck and Brian's like a few lines of the few lines in their cogs profiles talking about them? You know how insane that's driven me? Me writing a fic about it right after the backstage article came out, me actually crying when that came out. I've never felt so emotionally attached to characters before until Clash came around. I don't know why, but I'm glad in a way. It's just making me do things I wouldn't normally do in the most positive way possible. Uh, it's such a big rant. I know I would normally say these things as Ottoman, but these aren't really things that you can talk about. It's the whole fourth wall breakage. I don't know, I could have found a cool workaround around it, but I mean, I wanted to make it a little more personal, I suppose. Just this year in general has been one of the years of all time. Been talking to more friends, been interacting with people more, been drawing more, been just doing more, been having my ass kicked at school. And I mean, no, school was pretty rough. At least for the first semester, this one's a bit better. But it's been a year. Not literally, but it's been one of those years. And I don't think the Toontown fixation will die anytime soon. Like, that, like, by the very least, it'll dwindle around next year, but it'll probably stay around. It's it's just been a really big influence. I don't know how that happened, but it did. I'm so glad I decided to check out the game after quite the while of knowing about it. The first COG I ever saw was either Mouthpiece or Multi-Slacker, and I just hadn't decided to check it out until this year. And I'm glad I did, because I literally joined right as High Roller was happening. So that probably left the best first impression a game could ever leave on me. And it started my obsession with two certain gay people. But yeah, it's... And crazy thing is that a lot of people in the community look up to me, and I think that's crazy. I mean, that's something that's happened with me and other fandoms, but it shocks me every time just to have someone be like, hey, you've inspired me, you've inspired my art, your things make me so happy. I love how you draw my favorite guy who is so special to me. It sometimes it makes me emotional. I am just some guy. I literally just some guy. I don't want to be idolized, but at the same time, it feels like I'm doing something. It's just all of these people now watching me, perceiving my movements, perceiving my art. It's scary, but also so like exciting. I've always had that fear, like, what if people like hate me? What if they cancel me? What if they, I don't know, crucify me? They want to do that, I think. But I mean, it's a common fear to just think that people will hate you. But sometimes, like all the time, the negatives outweigh the positives, even when the negatives are so small compared to the positives. That's just how the brain works. It always fixates on the bad things, and you don't get to appreciate the good things you have. I've always been scared of how many people can perceive me, especially since I'm pretty young. And by pretty young, I mean I'm not an adult yet. I'm not 5 years old. It's just insane. I want to look at those positives more, and I want to stop being afraid. I want to talk to people, and I want to put myself out there. I want to put my thoughts out there. I want to put my love for people and these characters in this game and everything out there. I just wanna be me, and I wanna do what I want with this channel. I wanna do whatever I want without having to be, like, chained up and, like, grr, yeah, I hate you. This probably makes no sense. This entire thing was unscripted, if you couldn't tell, but this year has been so important to me, and this stupid game has been incredibly important to me. It may sound maybe a little pathetic, but gosh, I would not be the same person if it weren't for a stupid game slash silly. But there's probably enough rambling. That's 15 minutes? Oh my gosh, probably more. Maybe look out for a new video about me talking about a certain guy. You would probably expect someone like Buck or Dave or Brian, but I've already written scripts for those, at least getting on to writing those. And the first one I did is estimated like around 20 minutes long, so I want to start a bit smaller. Maybe you could take a guess as to who I'm doing next, if you really wanted to. And it's probably not someone you would expect, since I think I've drawn them a total of once on this channel, and it's very subtle. Like, they're there for like less than a second. So, you know, I'll be figuring out who I'm gonna talk about next. I just like rambling, if you couldn't tell. But, okay, I should actually end it right now. Just thank you for liking my things, thank you for showing your support, thank you for just showing interest in me, showing interest in the Ottoman videos, because those are kind of personal. And just thank you for just being there, being square. It means a lot. This whole year has meant a lot. And I should probably stop the video before I start crying or something. So, yeah. Goodbye. And I love you. See ya.